Well, it's unclear whether the president is simply saying these things in order to leverage the Europeans into taking more responsibility for his own defense. Clearly, that has worked in a way that previous presidents could only have dreamed of. But fundamentally, it isn't clear that he really is unconditionally, reflexively committed to the defense of the alliance in the way that previous presidents were. And that's a concern to anybody who believes in the importance of allies and the importance of this alliance in particular.
Well, just talk to us about the importance of an alliance at this point in time, because we've got hot conflicts everywhere in the Middle East. Of course, it may have been 12 days, but we may not be done. The war in Ukraine continues. China's been saber rattling. How strong a deterrent do we need from NATO at this stage?
Well, the larger issue is that different countries have different perceptions of the threats. And so we just heard that Spain is going to opt out of the 2%. It's unclear when the 5% threshold for defense spending is going to be met. The time frame is extremely fuzzy. And the United States clearly has downplayed the importance of European security and prioritized the Indo-Pacific region really in the last decade. So it's those underlying differences that I think are driving some of the conversation that we're hearing today.
What do you think about the fact that Spain is getting an exemption here? I mean, we've heard what President Trump thinks of it. We've heard on the sidelines European defense officials saying, I have no words to express my disgust with the fact that Spain is not going to join the commitment here. What's your take, and is there a risk that this sets precedent for others to be given exceptions as well down the line?
Well, you're absolutely right. It does create a precedent, not a helpful one. And it raises questions, frankly, in America where there is a lot of skepticism about the European commitment. The Secretary General has said all the right things. I'm sure he is sincere, but it is a long time between now and when these countries are actually going to be delivering on the 5% goal. So Spain's actions, I think, suggest that there is going to be some erosion in this commitment over time. And that's frankly not helpful given the threats that Europe faces from Russia and others.
In terms of the threat from Russia, we are focusing so much at The Hague at this NATO summit around the commitment of European allies to spend. But in terms of Ukraine and the commitment there, what do you make of what you're hearing from leaders at this stage? The exit plan, the sort of off-ramp when it comes to Ukraine, and the level of commitment to supporting Ukraine specifically?
Well, I think the Europeans understand that Ukraine is really the first line of defense against Russia for them. And I do believe that they're committed to supporting Ukraine. But they also need the United States to provide assistance, especially on the intelligence side, that Europe simply is incapable of. And I think they also want the president to increase the pressure on Putin as a way to get to the negotiating table. This conflict is still a hot one. It really isn't going to end until there can be a sustained diplomatic process. Putin appears to have no interest, sincere interest, in actually negotiating an end to the conflict right now. So all of these things are swirling about, but I think Europe understands the importance of this moment.